Hello guys, how are you? Welcome again to Techobia. My name is Atul, and in today's video I'm going to tell you that how you can install Mint on your virtual machines. And along with it, I will tell you that how you can use OpenVM tools to use virtual VM tools to replace those, so you don't have to upgrade these again and again, and those will be automatically get updated with the Ubuntu or Mint upgrade. Beside this, I am going to tell you that if you are using the high-end devices like the Surface Pro 4 or Surface Pro 3 and you are facing the issues of the HDPI, then here in this video you will also find the solution to that. So without wasting time, let's start it. First, we are going to start by creating a new virtual machine. Then we need to set an installer disk, which we already downloaded. So we need to browse for the ISO as 18.1 cinnamon 64-bit in my case. Then it not going to automatically detect the operating system, as we are going to install it as on the basis of Ubuntu 64-bit version. But we are going to rename this virtual machine as Mint 18.1 as according to our convenience. As I already have some installations, so I am going to give it a name 1. So you can set a particular folder for your installation. Let me cross check it. Yes, folder is there. Okay, that's fine. Click on next. Then let me tell you one thing about this. Here you can select any space because it is not going to assign the space directly on your hard disk. So it is going to consume the space as you want. As I am going to set it as a single virtual disk, where if you have to move your virtual machines and you have small pen drives, you can choose the second option. Whereas I am going to select the first option, store virtual disk as a single file. Then from here you can customize your hardware, as I'm going to assign it 4 GB, as I already have 16 GB available on my system. So to make the process faster, I am going to assign it 2 processors. You can even install it on single processor using 1 GB of the memory, which is enough. And in the case of the network adapter, I selected bridge, whereas you can even go with the net as well. As bridge I use because I normally have to access my Linux machine from my host machine from Windows using SSH. We don't need printer, we can remove it. And for the graphics, default settings are good, and if you want to play the games, as 768 MB is enough. So finish. Now power it on. If this is your first time on the channel, please subscribe to the channel and don't forget to like this video. Please click on the bell for the fastest possible notifications for the videos whatever I'm going to post in the future. Thank you. As this is the current live running of a Linux Mint, in which by default drivers are loaded. So in the case of the VmWare, it is only picking up the display of 1024. So actually I'm showing it in a zoom mode so you can see the things clearly. So we need to, as normally, select the language English. I'm going to install the third-party software later. And this here in the case of the virtual machine, you can erase the disk and install the Linux Mint. Whereas if you are installing it on your real machines, I suggest you to use this LVM with the new Linux Mint installation. By this you can simply take the backup of your machines and even store your documents and even reinstall your Linux if required without damaging your data. For the individual installations on your host machines, I suggest you to go with this use LVM, as in our case this single disk is sufficient. So I'm going to install it now. Here it automatically picks and created some partition for the swap as well, whereas formatting the main primary partition with ext4, and as the net is already connected, so it automatically picked my time zone. You can choose the language according to your needs, as English US is okay for my case. Select your name. Even you can use the same computer name as well. In the terminal, when you log in, you can see it like Techobia at Techobia in the terminal. So this seems like this, so you can set it according to your needs. And here I speed up the process at approximate 8x so that you don't have to wait to see the things completed. This will hardly take few seconds. Speed is already 10x. And it is done. I'm going to restart it right now. As it is saying, remove the installation, so it depends on you, whereas even it is not required, but still I always used to remove the connected ISO once the installation is done, so that it will not get automatically mounted up on my desktop. So right now, as you see, Mint is up. So first thing first, as I suggest you to first install the VmWare tools. So that is, you can use the full screen resolution as well as the sound, and even you can copy the commands from the host. As here I need to type, if the VmWare tools are installed, then I need to just copy it from the host. So here we don't need to install the VmWare tools, as the OpenVM tools are available from the Linux itself. So you just only need to use this command, apt get install OpenVM tools, and make sure that you are also using OpenVM tools desktop. As it is done, I'm going to reboot the machine to see and to make the VM tools effective. As I'm trying to take it to the full screen and it is not working, as reboot is required. This test was just only for you people. So let me get back my screen to the 100% so I can show you that how it looks when I click on the full screen. As I zoom the screen for you, let me take it to the 100%, exactly my real resolution 1920x1080. So it is full screen with the wallpaper on my host Windows. So right now I'm going to check the full screen thing. Yes, you can see it is working well. So as we didn't install VmWare tools, whereas we installed available OpenVM tools on this machine. And let me copy some command from the host machine to see that it is working here or not. Yes, you can see I just copied this command from the host and it pasted here successfully. So VmWare tools are working fine in every case. Now I'm going to tell you that if you are using the high resolution devices like the Surface Pro 4, or if you have big screens and you want to see the big characters there, so here you just only need to go there, go to the menu, select general, and there inside you see user interface setting. You need to select the high HDPI, and there if you go, you see the screen resolution is exactly the double. But in the cases of the machine where you are using Surface Pro 4, it is exactly like the 200% which you are doing from the setting of the Windows. So if you are running it on a full HD resolution, then there you need to change the font and set the text scaling factor to less than 1.0, which is like 0.7, which is enough. But if you are using Surface Pro 4, then in that case you don't need to make any changes like this in that case. And once you are done, definitely you have to restart your machine to get all the settings reflected properly. So as I'm going to reboot the machine, And here we are back again with the machine up, and you see there are some sidebars shown there. So I'm going to make it full screen again, and right now on the same screen of 1920 you see all the characters are looking big and even fonts are appearing proper. And even like if you are watching this video on the mobile, then in that case you see that the clarity is very good for you to look at this screen beside compared to the screen which was open in the front of you previously just after installing the VM tools with the exact full HD resolution. As I'm also running a virtual machine Mint 18 on my Surface Pro 4, and there definitely I'm using the default setting of HDPI. So there I have no problems, and definitely I'm using I'm using the Windows even with the touch interface. Hope this particular section helps you, like if you are also curious to use it on the 4K monitors or on the 2K monitors. If you have, then in virtual machines you don't have to look at the small displays over there. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, give it a like, and please subscribe to the channel, as I normally used to come with the similar videos like this. Signing off for today. Bye bye. See you soon.